Kamala Harris failed as border czar. It's July 25th, 2024, and these are your headlines. The U.S. House has approved a resolution condemning Vice President Kamala Harris and her handling of the border crisis. The resolution, which was passed largely along party lines, criticizes Harris's performance as border czar, a role assigned to her by President Biden back in March of 2021. According to the resolution, over 9.7 million illegal aliens have been encountered by Border Patrol since then, including over 31,000 communist Chinese nationals. The resolution also condemns the administration for ending the Remain in Mexico program, which was implemented under President Donald Trump, and for secretly flying over 400,000 illegal aliens into the country. Now, it was introduced by Representative Elise Stefanik from New York. The resolution passed the House with a 220 to 196 vote today. 6 Democrats, including Representative Henry Cuellar from Laredo, right here in Texas, joined Republicans in supporting the resolution. Now, Cuellar has been critical of the current administration's handling of the border crisis. You might remember, just a few months back, he was indicted by the Department of Justice on bribery and money laundering charges. In recent days, liberal media outlets such as Axios have attempted to erase their former coverage of Harris's appointment as border czar, acting like it never happened, in what's clearly an effort to mitigate one of her biggest failures ahead of the November election, where she's now the presumptive Democrat candidate against Trump after Biden dropped out of the race on Sunday. Representative Troy Nehls told Texas Scorecard that no matter how the dishonest media tries to spin it, Kamala Harris is this administration's border czar. Pete Sessions also said he was proud to support the resolution, saying that Kamala Harris is equally culpable in the disastrous border policies by this administration, policies that have led to roughly 2 million known gotaways entering the United States. Representative Lance Gooden, who voted for the resolution, says his intentions on November. He said resolutions are nice, but the real victory will be throwing this administration out of office on November 5th. I won't celebrate until then. At a hearing in the Texas House yesterday, the Texas Farm Bureau defended the practice of farmland being sold to individuals and entities closely affiliated with the Communist Party of China. A measure to stop those sales passed the Texas Senate back in 2023. It was blocked by leadership in the Texas House. And during the regular legislative session last year, the Senate passed Senate Bill 147, which would have banned the ownership of Texas agricultural land, mineral interests, and timber by citizens, companies, or governmental entities of countries designated by the federal government as threats to U.S. security. That's China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The Senate's proposal was killed in the House. That takes us to now, where we have a special interim committee being set up to study the issue in the House, a long time after it should have gone into effect. At Wednesday's hearing, Texas Farm Bureau Representative Mickey Edwards expressed concern that a ban on foreign land ownership would impede the property rights of the sellers. Imagine that. Instead, he said their organization preferred an approach offered by Senator Charles Perry last session, which would have required that the seller be aware that a hostile foreign entity is trying to purchase their land. Wouldn't have banned the practice. They say you have the private property rights to sell your land to communist China, whatever country you want. And Cole Hefner, who chairs the special committee, appeared to agree. He criticized the Senate's bill. He said, I know we had a bill last session that did not have this vetting process, and I think the Speaker of the House is taking the right approach to get as many different areas of interest so that we do address these serious threats, but we do them in the right way to protect our private property rights and our business and economy. For context, the Speaker's approach was to kill the Senate's ban last session. The special committee was only formed in the throes of a heated primary runoff election this year where the issue had been raised. 95% of Republican voters said they would support a ban, not a disclosure requirement, not some loophole-ridden half measure, a ban on hostile foreign ownership of Texas land. As such, protecting Texas land has been named a legislative priority of the Republican Party of Texas for this upcoming session.
America is at a crossroads. Now, more than ever, Texas must step up and lead the country. We don't have time to mess around. The only way to save America is with a strong Texas. You and I know this, but so do the enemies of life and liberty. Therefore, You and I have no choice but to stand up and fight. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and to the enemies of liberty, I say, come and take it.
A study from the University of California, San Diego, reveals that legalized gambling is associated with a notable increase in irresponsible betting behaviors, particularly among low-income populations. Imagine that. The study found that low-income individuals were more likely to engage in high-risk betting, spending more than 1% of their income on gambling, exacerbating financial instability and prolonging poverty. Economic burdens visited upon troubled gamblers extend beyond individual losses, affecting families and communities through increased bankruptcy rates, job loss, and reduced productivity. Of the more than 700,000 gamblers studied, 96% lost money gambling online. The researchers found this was by design. The platforms ban or throttle frequent winners, so you basically can't win big. In the last legislative session, the Texas House approved a measure to allow online gambling in Texas. The entire Democrat caucus and some Republicans supported the proposal. The Senate killed the measure by not giving it a hearing or a vote. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.